Hi everyone. So it's the last weekend in October. It's sunny in Philadelphia again. No rain. We're going into the last week of October and there's been no rain for the entire month. And we're down for the month of September 3.5 inches. We need rain. I've been watering the grass like crazy every day, pretty much every day. The grass is looking good since I'm watering, but it would look even better if we had some rain. But anyway, that's not what today's video is about. I have a bunch of summer bulbs that need to be dug up today. Mostly cannas or cannas, however you want to pronounce it. I think the right way is canna. I have two different varieties of canna that need to be dug up, put away for the winter. I also have some elephant ear bulbs. They need to be dug up, put away for the winter, and some dahlias. And my dahlias didn't do good this year, and it's because of where I planted them. So I'll show you where I planted them and why they didn't do good. They just didn't get enough sun. They didn't have enough room for growing. But I'll take you around and show you what we're going to do. A lot of the one variety of canna I plant in pots, and that's I believe it's called Tropicana or Tropicana, but it's a red leaf variety. So these pots will all need to get moved to the backyard so that I can take them out, and then the dirt that's in there will go in the compost bin. Here is a elephant ear. It really didn't grow that large, but it looked good in the summer. Just some green and a decorative plant for the porch. So that'll get dug out. Now in the back here, I don't know what you would call this variety. There's the grass killer. Hi Maggie, you catching squirrels? You getting the squirrels? You gotta chase the squirrels out of the yard, Mag. They're digging my grass. So this variety of canna, I don't know the name of it, but it's a green leaf and it gets a red flower. I had lots of flowers this year. This is the first year that I planted these as a hedge, and I really like it. I kind of gave a little privacy, not that we really need it from the neighbor next door. But I just like the look. It was kind of like a green natural fence. It was perfect. Now, what I'm going to do is these that are not, most of them are in this raised garden bed here. And some of them are planted along the fence, just in the garden. I'm going to leave them there just to see if they come back. Because when I dig these cannas out of the raised garden bed, I'm going to have plenty of bulbs for next year once I divide them, to plant them all along the fence again next year. But they claim you have to dig these up, because if you get a hard ground freeze, it will actually kill the bulb. I've seen them where they haven't, where they do come back. So there's no reason for me to dig them up. I don't really need these extra bulbs. I'll have plenty of bulbs just from the ones that are in this raised garden bed. So I'll have to cut these down before I dig them out. Now you can see my dahlias. I planted them in here in front of the cannas, and then in front of them I planted some marigolds and zinnias. I did it like every other plant was a marigold, zinnia all the way down. But I don't think the dahlias got enough sun. The marigolds and the zinnias actually got pretty tall, maybe 16, 20 inches tall, and I just think it inhibited the growth of the dahlias. So I'm not going to do that again. It was the first year I ever did it, so. And it's kind of one of them lessons learned when you're gardening. You find out what works and what doesn't. So I found out that it doesn't work to plant the dahlias in front of the cannas or in back of the annual flowers, the zinnias and the marigolds. So I won't do that again. I'll have to find another spot in the garden, in the yard, to plant them for this year. I really didn't get any flowers other than that one. You can see, I think they call this Pooh or Winnie the Pooh. There's still some bees out here. Sorry guys, these flowers are going away today. There's a lot of bees. I'll cut these and let my wife put them in a vase. But yeah, here's some here. Don't know the name of that. Kind of lost track of the names of my dahlias over the years. But anyway, like I said, the Canna, I planted them all the way down the fence, and I was happy with how they turned out. These are crepe myrtles. These were tiny little things 3 years ago that my neighbor gave me. He dug them out of his garden. Then his Canna must have seeded itself. They're purple, and I've always wanted a purple one, and they look really good. But I'm trying to get these two purple crepe myrtles to look like that crepe myrtle, or those 3 crepe myrtles over on the other side of the yard. That's the goal. And they're doing really well there. They like it there. And again, going back to the cannas and planting them along the fence, they did really good. So like I said, these here that are not in the raised garden bed, I'm not going to dig them out. We'll see what comes back. If we have a harsh winter, I doubt these will come back, but we'll see. If we have a warm winter, most likely they will come back. And then I won't have to plant any there next year. I did have some of the Canna Tropicana here, and I was trying to propagate them for the bulbs. And again, these really didn't grow. If they were in here by themselves, they would have grown to like 4 or 5 feet and gotten flowers on them. But I think the red flowered cannas overpowered them, and then also I had in the front the annual flowers, the marigolds and the zinnias, and I just think that they weren't getting enough sun. They were getting plenty of water, just weren't getting enough sun. But I'll dig them out. I'll get some bulbs out of them. And then the red leaf cannas are in these pots here. These will get dug out. Over there in that pot, and back here I had three pots with them in there. They'll get dug out. And here is one of the elephant ears. This one looked really nice. It's all drooped now. You know, we've had some cool nights, so they're ready to be dug out and put away. I had one over here too. So they look nice in the summer around the pool area. So to get started, I'll have to go get my hand truck and move these big pots. And what I'll do is, this is my compost bin. I'll try and put as many of them as I can in the compost bin. And then the soil from the pots I'll also put in the compost bin, so I can use them again. I could use the soil again next year, and it'll get re-energized, I guess, so to speak, with being in the compost bin. So, yeah, that's today's project. Basically, the gardening will be done for this year, except for mowing the grass. I removed all of the annual flowers. I pulled them all out. So everything that's there now in the gardens that's green are weeds. This area here, I had a bunch of marigolds there. Nope. up to the garden wall. There were some zinnias and marigolds all mixed together, but I've pulled them all out. Everything that's there now are weeds, and I'm not going to worry about the weeds at this point going into winter. But it's amazing how the weeds just, within a week, the weeds popped up. 2 weeks time, I wouldn't say a week, I'd say about 2 weeks. I must have got some grass seed in the garden when I did the overseeding in the lawn. Got some grass growing there, but this time of year I'm not worried about weeds. They'll die once it gets cold. So yeah, the garden's done for this year. Kind of sad in a way, but it's kind of good in a way because I know spring will be here before you know it. Time's going by so quick, especially when you get older. All right, let's get started. Go get the hand chuck and move all these planters to the back. All right, so I finished digging everything out, like 5 hours, but it was the perfect day to do it. Gosh, it's got to be, I mean, it's pushing 5 o'clock now, but maybe about 65 degrees, but during the afternoon it had to be 70, and with the sun out, it felt a little warmer, but it was a perfect day to be out working in the garden. So I'll show you what I got here. So again, we had the cannas that are the green leaf with the red flower, had the cannas with the reddish leaf, and they get like an orange flower. I had the elephant ears, and then I had some dahlias that I dug up. So I'll turn you around. So these 2 cans here are full of the cannas with the green leaf and red flower. These things just grow like a weed. And this was just what I dug out of the raised garden bed. And look at the size of this. Is that not amazing? This was one single bulb with 1 plant on it, and over the summer 2 more sprouts came out. But all of these are bulbs for next year. If you look, this one here this is a shoot where a plant will come off. This one here is developing, but God, I'll probably have 1,000 of them by the time I cut these up. So I said I wasn't too concerned with digging the ones out that are not in the raised garden bed and just along the fence, because I'll have so many of them. So what I'll do is I'll take this and I'll cut this all up, and I may get out of this here, it wouldn't surprise me. Out of this wouldn't surprise me if I got another 10 individual bulbs, maybe even 15. And I'll store them in the attic. And down here are the elephant ears, and this one here was a single bulb, and over the summer it actually grew 2 new bulbs on the right and the left. The center was the original. So I can split this and I'll get 3 plants next year from just this 1 bulb that I planted this year. And I'll trim all of the roots off of it to where I get right down to the bulb. Then I'll split the bulb, have 3 bulbs, and then I'll pack them away for the winter. That can there, I'm not sure if you can see it, it's maybe a quarter of the way full, are the cannas. I believe the variety is Tropicana. But again, all these roots, I will snip them off, and it looks like, and this was the same, where it was a single bulb and it has grown into what I would say are maybe 3 or 4 bulbs. I'll be able to cut this up and get 3 or 4 plants from this. And here's one that's developing here off the original, which is here, is a plant developing, and this extension here looks like it has two. This here would grow into a plant, and back here has a little nub on it, and that little nub should develop into a plant. It's if it survives the winter when I store it. Same with this little thing here. I may get three plants off that for next year. So again, with these, I'll take them, I'll snip off all these roots will get snipped off. So this will just be the bulb, and then I'll split this bulb and store it. And the dahlias, here's the dahlias, same. Most of them have a nice root ball on them. I'll snip all of the roots. I could divide this. I don't usually divide my dahlias. I'll leave it as a clump and just replant it next year. But I'll snip all the roots off. I'll snip these stems off close to the actual ball or root ball, and then I'll store them. So I got some work ahead of me. It's getting late in the day, but nice thing with having a garage and having it set up for a workshop. I can work in here tonight. World Series is on. I'm not interested in the Dodgers and Yankees. Not a good World Series for me, especially being a Phillies fan. Kind of disappointing year. But yeah, I'll do this. Get them all separated. Snip all the roots. Put them up in the attic for the winter. Bring them down in March, and then we start all over again, fresh in the spring. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Hit that subscribe button for me if you're not already subscribed. Hit that like button. You know the deal. And I'll see you in the next one.